Hello, welcome to the Val Bounce. G'day, Steve.
G'day, mate. How are you doing? Feels like we just did one of these.
It does. You're losing the plot. I'm freezing me ass off. I've got my scarf on because it's now winter in Melbourne.
Predictions of pain already.
Boiling hot in here because the computer's running, and I wish that I was over in Perth where the sun will be shining.
Wow, that's the theory.
That's the theory. We're a little bit excited. We've got racing back.
It's been a month, Damo. A month. Can you believe it's been a month since we went racing?
Feels like being irrelevant. Feels like a lot longer. Yeah, relevancy.
It's terrible. Well, God, they should be paying Apex Hunters doing this weekly stuff on Supercars because Jesus Christ, nobody else is.
No, even us. No. I mean, even simple things like we're going to bring you all the information about the weekend.
Except for the tyres, because there's no information on the tyres.
They basically got the number of laps, which we got from a post from Speed Cafe.
Yeah.
We got no tyres, no information about what tyres. So we assume they're just using the regular tyres.
Yep.
They're not doing any old stock like New Zealand.
You watch, it'll be the first thing they say on their telecast on Friday morning.
There'll be some, we're introducing a new tyre. Like,
different tyres. We didn't want to tell you, but we're doing it now. Sorry, that was my impersonation of Scaife. And there we go. Does that work?
That I would have recognized it more. And we're just excited to have racing back. And I guess there's a couple of things we want to talk about. And what's going to happen with this championship? Who's going to make it into the 10?
I know. We've got 4 rounds left before this Sprint Cup finishes, mate. So we're halfway through this. We're now over the halfway mark at the start of this campaign. So who's going to make that 10? We'll get a clearer picture at the end of Ipswich. But, we'll get another interesting week this week.
Ipswich is a long time away, mate. A long time away. So let's keep it positive. Right. What do you reckon? Well, because
we're racing, Damo.
We are racing at, and I'm going to get right. You ready? The Bosch Power Tools Perth 440. I got it.
Well done, Damo. Well done.
Thank you.
Tongue twister.
So, yes, we are at, and I think they call it Carco, but we used to call it Barbagallo.
Carco.com.au Raceway. What a fucking terrible name. Sorry, Carco. No offense. I don't even know who you guys are, but it just it sounds all sorts of wrong.
I think it's that's the drivers club that owns it, I think, from memory. But
is it like Pyark, the Phillip Island?
Yes, Phillip Island one. Right, I believe that's the case.
Right,
could be wrong. But
could be.
We know it is Barbagallo, or do we know it is it Wanneroo? I don't know. There's so many names.
It's Barbagallo. Come on. There's always Barbagallo.
Always Barbagallo. Okay.
Well, to me, anyway.
Fair enough. And we've got a weekend where we've got 2 races on the Saturday, race 14 and 15. And on Sunday, they're the kind of the sprint ones. And then we've got a longer format on the Sunday.
Yep.
Longer race. And again, we've got the top 10 shootout, which is going to be exciting.
Will it?
So, I hope so. Well, I'm hoping.
Yeah. Can I just...
I'm
starting again. I am... We need to fix these weekends, man. These need to go back. I'm in total agreement with Scott Pye. These need to be 2-day weekends. Qualifying on a Saturday, racing on a Sunday, save some money.
Yeah.
Like this qualifying dies out or dilutes when you have 4 sessions. 4 sessions.
Yes.
It's too many.
Yeah, and I'm just sharing, obviously, the Supercars website, and you can see they've got the qualifying for race 14, then a 10-minute break of on-track entertainment, which will just be like burnouts or motorbikes or something, and then qualifying for race 15, on track, you know, and then you got some support categories before we hit into the race 14. And it's just, I mean, like, this is obviously the forward. When you go to the overview, I mean, it looks like a very bland weekend, doesn't it?
It doesn't look good, does it? Look, it'll be fine. Like, Barbagallo is always great. Sorry, carco.com.au raceway is always great. It is a track that is minimal grip, typically. Lots of sand, lots of degradation. So
sorry,
we see.
What? You said degradation, and that's part of the drinking game from Scaife and Crompto, but I don't. I'll just have my water, okay?
Yeah, me too.
Because no doubt
we are going. If we say droop,
no, there might be some droop. There's always a little bit of droop, you know. But I guarantee that whole tire degradation, it's gonna hit Larco, it's gonna hit Crompton, it's gonna hit Scaife. They're gonna be all over it like a fat kid on a cupcake.
Oh, Jesus. That's wow. I might have to bleep that one.
The fat kid's me.
Look at me. I've got nothing. So good. So good. Look, I mean, it's a tiny track, and it's an interesting track. I think it'll be good racing. It typically turns on reasonable racing. I mean, we'll get into predictions later, but hopefully it's a little bit more positive than Tasmania for us anyway.
We've had some good success there, you know, in the Ford camp. So at this stage, there's no rain forecast. All the rain's meant to happen at the start of the week, up until about Thursday. So nice, around that sort of 20-odd degrees for the week, which would be perfect temperature in that part of the world for this time of year. Yep. And then we're obviously excited because we will end up getting a top 10 shootout. We will get a Mustang up there. Will it be a WAU, mate? Is that what we're going to get?
Well, we want to see a resurgence, right? Like this race last year was primarily dominated by Mostert. So the question is, will we get that? Will we see the WAU cars come up? Now, I'm hoping so, because it's pretty dire for them this year so far, other than, you know, some flashes from old Woody. Chaz really hasn't fired. Like, he's had a race win, but he just hasn't really fired. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm predicting they'll be stronger. It's just whether they can get to the front and you know, stop the runaway 888 thing that seems to be occurring at the moment, which is not irritating at all.
No, not at all. Well, Mostert was dominant, was having a good time for most of it until that penalty, that shit went down. So I think we really need WAU as a team to be a little bit more on the ball. Get Chaz back in the game, because Chaz has been missing a little bit. And hopefully Woody can have a good one, because it'll be great to see them come back. It'll be good for the championship. But I'm hoping it's going to be still a good, strong track for both cars. But with the Mustang coming in on top, I reckon.
We do need a Mustang win. We're a bit dire over here.
But what is funny is that the Mustang teams mostly, if you look, are more consistent, because they still hold the majority of their championship in that mid-pack behind Red Bull, right?
Yeah. I think there's the Ford teams are actually stronger than majority of the Camaros, right? Like they are actually better teams, but the issue is that 888 are very consistent. So we sit here and we're like, oh, it's dire, we're not winning, blah blah blah, but we are actually doing really, really well. We just it's just that those guys 888 execute week in, week out without fail. And that shows because they're miles ahead in the team's championship, even with subpar drivers.
Oh, I was not expecting that segue.
That'll get some guys going. That's good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, when you look at it, because even like Penrite's up at 4, even like a disastrous year for Shell, they're in 5th. And then you've got.
They just had a bad round. Like, really, if you take Shell this year versus Shell last year, there's a marked improvement.
But still not great. And then you've got Matt Stone Racing in 6th, who've actually got a race winner, right? It's so weird how it's sort of working out. But in any case, we'll take it. And I think we've probably got it all to play for, and we'll see how the Tickford Racing boys go, because breaking news just before we started to record this, Waters, Randall, re-signed for another 2 years.
Hey! Yes. Woo! That's what we like. Screw you, Chev.
Yeah, no Chevs, no NASCARs for Waters. We're still staying strong, so that is good news.
Good
and it's exciting. And Randall, I think, is starting to, I would say he still needs a little bit of a step, but he is starting to get there. So hopefully that news will kind of give him the confidence to power forward.
Yeah, no, Tommy Boy just needs a little bit more time. He's doing really well. He's starting to join the front more regularly, and I think that's been a big thing for him this year. The consistency and the quality and stuff has been a bit better. Just that last couple of tenths well, not even really, because it's a tenth. And suddenly he's there. And if the Mustangs actually get horsepower again, we might be right.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's actually probably a good thing, because it's not going to be too hot, so maybe we won't have too many issues on that. But
find out.
You know what else caught my eye? The breaking news is that there's new liveries, Steve.
Yeah, this is weird. This doesn't happen on carco.com.au raceway. Like, it's typically reserved for Darwin, but are we at Darwin the following? I mean, I haven't looked. Maybe we are.
Are we? Yeah,
possibly.
We are, but it's not until. And this is what I've just sort of thought, piecing together. It's the 22nd of June, so it's 2 weekends. Maybe it's just like, hey, rather than having spent time redoing the cars in between, because we've had such a long break since the last race, let's just launch it now. And that's probably a smart thing.
Probably, because they'll probably go, rather than going back across like to Queensland or Melbourne, they'll probably just send the cars to Darwin from Perth.
Very likely.
But yeah, okay. So that makes more sense. Well, we have had some. So what do they look like, Damo?
What do they look like? Well, let's start with the Indigenous ones that we we're just talking about, because that is MSR. And
what have you done, Damo?
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. I think you clicked it. I clicked at the same time, and that's why
I didn't click. I just clicked on this one to bring it up to fix your dilemma.
My dilemma. So this is clearly the Cameron Hill one, which is great.
Looks good.
It's a nice adaptation, I think, of that, and I think the Indigenous stuff has always been pretty classy, pretty well done for most of them. There's been peaks and troughs along the way, but that's a pretty nice one. I think I prefer, to be honest, I do prefer Percat's car. I think that blue just makes it pop a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
I think there's a bit more going on.
Yeah. It just looks a bit more interesting. So nice. I think that's come up nice. And
then we've had Cooper Murray.
Crash Murray,
oh, come on, man. He's got the vibe. It's all about Margot and the vibe.
Marbo, yes.
Oh, Marbo. Sorry, Margot. Butchered it.
Stop, you're thinking of Margot Robbie or something, mate. Yes, we've got the vibe. And we've got these very artistic kind of You know, we've got all this energy from the
It's a lot of energy, isn't it?
Company. Yes.
Well, let's be honest, right? Because Erebus need a bit of energy right now because they've gone from being that team to being that team.
Yes. Well, all I say is let's hope Cooper has a better round. Maybe, nice, vibrant, energetic livery will make him pop a little better. And
this is his favorite track. Do you know why?
I wasn't going to bring up like this. This is just like a disaster, mate.
He gets on a roll, mate.
He sends
he sends people on roll.
that was one of the, that was a shocking incident. But that's a good one, mate.
Oh, I clicked the wrong thing.
Loser, righto. and then we've got this well, I wasn't going to refer to it, but certainly Reynolds has a famous saying about a wagon, and he's in pink this weekend.
What wagon are you referring to, Damo?
I think the cat scratching at the door or something. Yeah, I'll just leave that one alone.
The kitty wagon. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. But in pink. Part of an energy drink, it looks like. So Energy Plus. Yeah.
Look, I mean, I don't mind pink cars. I'm racing a pink car soon, but
true.
I'm not entirely sold on how this one's turned out. Just replacing the yellow with the pink hasn't really done much for me.
I didn't like the livery to begin with. I thought it was just a bit too mismatched, and just basically replacing one color for another. It hasn't really fixed the problems I have with it. In any case,
it really clashes with that red, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pink and red is not a great combo.
No.
So I guess we'll leave it there and just not bash him too much. But hopefully the new livery gives him some renowned, fresh energy. I don't know how he goes here in the past, but he had an all right round last round, but he's had some stinkers this year.
Yeah, it's been a tough old year for Davey, and I don't think he's forgotten how to drive, so I'm not sure what's going on, but Anton's been handing it to him, which is surprising because Anton couldn't even hand it to Davo, so
yeah, as always, like the teams and the car just might suit his driving style better, and that's why he's quite happy there. But it's been a good one. Well, I guess while we're on it, let's talk about the Red Bull boys. Do you reckon Feeney's going to keep this form going? He's just come off a bumper run last event.
How did he go last year? Damo?
While you're looking it up, you're going to look it up because you can't remember. I sort of feel like this one, without giving too much away about predictions and things, but I think his teammate starting to feel it. If you listen to the drivers podcast, he was sort of talking about, how they flipped it around and now one's racing better and one's qualifying better and vice versa. So I think Brown, well, I think he needs to, if he's going to kind of halt this good form that Feeney had last round. Now I know he always does go well at Tassie. That's it's a Triple 8 track, and Feeney does like it. But it will be interesting to see how he goes and whether or not Brown can kind of halt this sudden surge from Brock.
Well, I think he will. I don't think Brock's got it in him. Ultimately, fifth in that one. Let's have a look.
Okay. Considering it was like Mustang dominated, like that was what they were talking about last year when we came out.
It wasn't really.
It wasn't really, but that was the talk. But a fifth is pretty good.
Yeah, fifth wasn't too bad. What do we got? What's the Sunday race? So they only had 2 races last year. Interestingly. So it was a little bit in 7th. So 5th and 7th. So they were okay. So in the last race, they were the only 2. Oh, sorry, Dave Reynolds as well. So I had 3 Camaros. It was Brown from Feeney, from Reynolds, and they were 3rd, 7th, and 10th respectively.
Yeah.
So that one was a little bit more dominated, but the Saturday race, if I have a look, oh no, it was 3 as well, except it was Nick Percat replacing. Okay, maybe it was dominated by the Mustangs. Yeah. So, but yeah, Brown pipped him both times. He finished 2nd in the first race and 3rd in the second, and it was 5th and 7th for Feeney. So,
right.
Look, it's not that I don't rate Feeney. I do. I think he's good, but at the same time, when everything's handed to you, you should be better, right? Like, he's had the best car for 3 years now, 4 years now.
Yes, I think it must be.
Well, this is what is it? It must be 4 because this is the 3rd year of So it's 4 years. He's had the best car, the best equipment, and I don't know. I expect more when you've got that level of equipment. You should be able to deliver at a higher standard by now.
Yeah.
If you are the great that everyone said 4 years ago.
Well, I think that was always the problem. That was the cart before the horse. They being like the media and obviously Triple Eight and people talking about what a great driver he was, how good he was. And it was like, well, can we just give him the opportunity to kind of show how good he is? Yeah, live up to the potential. And he certainly is not far off it, but he certainly hasn't capitalized, as you say, on having the best car for the last 4 years.
And if you think I'm mean on Feeney, you should see what others say. I'm pretty polite.
Sure. Okay. There are worse people out there. That doesn't mean you can't be a little better in your commentary. Yeah.
I don't know. When I see, as I said to you many times, when I see a pattern of him emerging as a driver, like he's qualifying this year, I'll hand it to him. Absolutely spectacular, right? There's a pattern there. You can see it. That's great. I'm glad for that. But his racing ability is still a bit. So, moving on.
Well, we did actually, I guess, have some other news about Adelaide, which was a bit of a shock. And I'm going to throw to you because I've basically read the highlights. But yeah, Larson, he is pulling out of the wild card that we had set up for. Well, it wasn't even official yet, but everybody knew about it.
Yeah, so Larson's pulled out of the Adelaide event. Basically, it seems citing the fact that he had a really, really poor Indy and a really, really poor Coke 600 NASCAR race. So clearly, it's you need to focus in on what you're doing and stop chopping and changing what you're racing type scenario. It's really sad because he had a whole heap of sponsorship and everything lined up for that weekend. It's going to be a premier car. So there was a lot already in place and ready to go, but he's made the choice that he obviously needs to focus on other things. I think it's a real, and I think this also comes back to if he had time to come out here a week or two before and do some testing, I think this changes the outlook. I think the fact that he's had a couple of incidents and stuff, he's probably not feeling the best right now. So coming to a street track in Australia in a car he doesn't know, doesn't want to just fence it. And I totally get that. So, it's just disappointing for us because it'd be great to see one or two of the NASCAR boys come out here and really have a crack, like actually get a car and get to go testing for a day or two in the lead up and acclimatize and then see how they go.
Yeah. And I guess it was meant to be apparently officially launched this week or next week or something. So it was really close. And off the back of the recent announcements of the Aussie drivers going to NASCAR or Xfinity. Disappointing. But I'm hoping they can sort it out. And I think you're right. I think what I would love to see is that in terms of wild card, that Supercars kind of helps make it happen. Obviously, Larson can get the sponsorship, the dollars, but really working with NASCAR in terms of what event they can get them out. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be Adelaide, but finding one that's good in the schedule where they actually can come over, do some real testing, have 100 laps at Winton or Ipswich or wherever it is to really get accustomed to the car. And
send them to the bend, for Christ's sake. Like, send them to the bend and get them to run around the bend for a sustained period of time, because it's got slow and fast corners everywhere, and they'll get a real understanding on how the cars react and drive. And I just there's things that they can do, and this whole testing thing that Supercars have going on where nobody can drive a freaking car it's getting long in the tooth, man. It's really starting to irritate the crap out of me.
Well, I mean, we should put in a bid for what's his name, France Herman. Shouldn't he?
France Herman, he'd be a great driver. We should get him over.
He'd be awesome to watch.
Wouldn't it be great to watch him banging wheels with a few
torpedoing in?
Right in.
I think it's they need to do something a bit more official, make it happen, because I think it's important that we can get it happening both ways.
Yeah, it's just got to cross-contaminate. So we need both happening, not just us going over there. We need them coming here as well and getting a taste of everything. There was another driver. I can't think of who it was. There's a Ford main game driver. He's not. I don't know if he's in NASCAR or not, but he's like part of Ford Group. And they got him when DJ was over there. They brought out one of the cars for him to drive around, like Charlotte or whatever it was. He was so excited because it's like his favorite car. He always wanted to drive, like, just that sort of thing, right? You need people who are really excited to come and drive these cars and get them out and have some fun, just the same as SVG was excited to go off and drive a NASCAR.
Go drive the NASCAR. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
mate, given that we're now going to be at the point of getting to predictions, let's kick it off with the pit lane preview. We've got, as we said, 50 laps on race 14 and 15 on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday, top 10, we obviously got quali, top 10 shootout, and 83 laps for race 16.
Yep.
What I'm not sure if you had a stroke or not in the document. Like, did you just copy paste or something?
Sorry, got wood.
You got a lot of wood and then some pain.
What? That's when you stroke so much wood.
It was you did need to say it anyway.
No, it needs to be said, Damo. People need to know.
You need to hear it. Well,
look, this is the thing, right? We bring you the best content in all the land. So sorry. Yeah, look, Perth is one of those spots and tracks that young Woody loves. He loved it in Super 2. He was still pretty competitive last year at the track. And I think he's made a very big step this year with his pace.
Yep.
And I think we're going to see him not only get his first race win, but he's going to back it up with another and then another. Oh, actually, no, sorry. No. He's not going to get the third. He's going to get the top 10, and then Payne's going to give him some pain and take out the last.
There you go. Okay, well, that's there you go. You made the prediction. I kind of went for a bit more of a balanced card, sitting on the fence a little bit more. I sort of felt like Brown's going to make a resurgence, and like race 14, they'll come out of the box. They'll be a bit fast, you know.
He'll be stronger.
And so I've got him as race 14 winner, and then for race 15, I too picked Woody. So I think the timing's right. WA should be strong there, and I think that he's been better than Chaz. So
did you need a water after stroking your
yes, I did, because my top 10 poll and the race winner for race 16 will be Waters. So
will be Waters.
I'm going to take away, 4 points this weekend. I've nailed it. Calling it now.
You know what the problem with me doing this is? The last time I did this was at Tassie, and I said it was going to be Kostecki, and we all know how that fucking worked out. So I'm sorry, Woody, if this happens to you, but I'm hoping it's the opposite this time round, mate.
You'll officially become the Valve Bounce jinx if that does happen. I will not let you. Right. You'll have to tip Feeney and Brown for the rest of the year.
From there on, yeah, I know, right? I know. And then it'll probably work, and I'll be like, no.
Yeah, where'd the jinx go? It's like the jinx only works on Mustang drivers.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody you like, we will screw.
Dear. Yeah,
I know. Well, look, I mean, that's an interesting one. So yeah, race 14, race 15, top 10 shootout, and race 16.
Yeah.
Oh, what else do you think is going to happen this weekend? Who are we going to see come back into the 10, mate, for this? For this round.
So thinking about like the actual standings that we kind of went through in that last video, and I sort of feel like, as I said, like Woody's going to have a good round, and he right now is P10, so he's on that cusp. So I think hoping that we're correct and he'll push well into that. But then that kind of leaves some of your, like, I mean, you've got your Randall, you've got your Kostecki, Hill, Heimgardner. They're all sitting
they're all sitting there.
And the points are so close that really you could see over the course of the weekend, you could see them drop. You could see them punch forward. It's going to be a mixed bag, but I predict that Ryan will advance, will go deeper into the 10. And, I think like an Andre, I don't know how they went last time, but like the Brad Jones cars, but I'm not sure he didn't. Oh, it's kind of like a home race for him. So maybe he could be a bit of a smoky. Like, it's not really a home race because he's a Kiwi, but he lives in Perth.
He lives in Perth. Yeah, he does. Look, I mean, it might be, but Brad Jones is so up and down at the moment. Obviously, they went well down in Taz, but it's it's really quite interesting. I don't know if I actually fully grasped this when we were looking at this last week.
Okay,
but
let me share.
Sneaky assassin here, Matthew Payne.
In
third.
I know, because he's had a good year, but you don't associate him with having
third.
With third position. Yeah, I
mean, he's that far away. Like,
yeah, he's pretty close.
To be fair, he's had 3 wins. So Cam Waters, Matthew Payne, and Brock Feeney are the only ones that have had 3 wins this year.
Yeah. Yep. He is a little bit of a sneaky one. He has taken it, and of course, it's again, points are close as we can see. So it'd be interesting. So
Payne could very much come out of this weekend close to the lead of the championship. Yeah. If all goes well.
If all goes well. Oh, that'd be nice. Brock has the stinker, and then we just get some of those Mustangs up the front. That'd be great.
Oh no, I'd be happy with that. To be honest, I'd be happy with anything Red Bull falling away, but they won't. They don't.
Of course.
They're too consistent. I mean, Scott Pye talks about it all the time. They're so consistent in their delivery and their processes. And, kudos to them for being able to do that for such a sustained period of time, but it does get a little bit long in the tooth sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, it probably doesn't for Triple Eight. Yeah, for Triple Eight supporters, they probably love it, but even them this year would probably feel like it's not quite a lock. And last year was probably a stronger year. Brown was always consistently kind of making the race wins, but now they're taking some points off each other. We've had a few other winners.
Damo, how did we miss this?
What did I miss?
We should have. Why didn't we pick Will Davo to be pole and winning? He's got a new car.
True. It is the first time that he will be in the same equipment as Brody. So
and with those shavings that they do. Oh, sorry.
Naughty. No. They definitely won't be doing that. But you're right that they could actually have like a same setup. They can actually apply it to 2 cars they can get the right feedback. So that might actually help them press up. So I don't know, you might want to change your predictions or something now.
Nah, we'll leave it. I still think Wood's in for a good weekend. We haven't seen it just yet, but he's going to have a breakout weekend, and that's I'm thinking this is that weekend. He loves this track for whatever reason, and I just, as long as he can not drive the wheels off it, right? Like he's got to just protect the tire a little bit.
Say it.
But if he's got pace, he should be able to do that.
You're not going to say it?
What do you want me to say?
Degradation.
Damn it, Damien, I've got to have a water now.
Everybody drink. You're right. It will kind of show, I guess, how they've all advanced and whether they can maintain that tire. Hopefully it doesn't become a bit of a game of, conserving too much and it's a bit more of a race. It's obviously a short lap, so the whole pit stop stuff can play games, and the way the pit exit is as well, it always, or not always, it does throw up some interesting mergers sometimes when people are trying to maintain or gain positions. Yeah,
it's even bigger for getting into the pit lane because they didn't run it around the last corner like they probably should have, and people get bumped out of the way all the time. The other thing that we didn't think about, isn't this the one that Lockie Dalton comes in for the wild card?
Good question. Okay.
I thought this was the first round. Here was Lockie, and then Ryland was at Darwin.
Let's have a look. Let's see. Dalton secures. Let me have a look. We're all both searching. This is riveting stuff,
isn't it? We endeavour to bring the best. Set for Tickford renewal 2024. That's old.
Yeah.
Wildcard confirmed. Hang on. Here we
go. No, I'm reading that. I don't
Page
think that's right either. I'm not sure.
Mystery solved. Here we go. So Tickford wildcard launched. Lockie Dalton wildcards up and coming. Perth and Darwin events. Yep. So Lockie's in for Perth, and then Ryland Gray will be in for Darwin.
Good.
So so this is the first run for Lockie.
For Lockie, he's been going well in the
Super 2.
In the Super 2, he
you would too if you were mentored by Mark Winterbottom, one of the greats.
One of the greats.
One of the greats.
I'd be very happy if I was being mentored. That means I'd be driving.
Well, that's true. That's true. I'm being mentored by Tim.
What a legend.
He is a legend.
The quiet one. He's just ever going. Just you know what to do for your racing weekend, mate. You've got your checklist. Just keep adding to the list as things go.
Just got to beat a few. That's all.
Engine,
that's all we got to do.
Lug nuts, petrol.
Nuts. Yeah.
Okay.
E85. She'll be right, mate.
She'll be right.
We need a few things, but no, that's all right. Getting back to supercars. Yep, that'll be good for Lockie Dalton. It'll be good to see how he goes, and I hope all the best to him for the weekend.
Yeah, best of luck. Right, mate. I think that brings a bit of a close to our preview.
Isn't it a bit sad?
It is, but it's okay.
No. Not just that we have to close off, but that after a whole freaking month, that's all we've got. Yeah.
It was a tough, a little battle. We couldn't find information. There's not a lot happening. And I truly believe that, like you did say, Apex Hunters have been constant. Even, Speed Cafe, I guess that they've got full credit to Noise, which is irregular, but they're reporting, there's stuff on there. It's the outlets are not doing enough, and they're trying to carry a very meager response from Supercars. So that's our call out to James Warburton, who apparently is hitting the ground running. He's there making changes, doing shit. But
look, we'll give him some time. We're not going to go in on him right now, but ultimately, mate, yeah, this is what we need. You need to get this back to a position where we're rolling every second week. However that looks, I don't care. I don't care if you compress it from April to November, or whatever you have to do to get it to that 2-week interval so that everything stays relevant. That's what this needs, because it's a month-long run of nothing. People just forget. It's
been tough.
It been hard.
Been tough.
Yeah. If we weren't doing this, I wouldn't even know we'll be racing this weekend, honestly.
Yeah, well, I must admit, like, it's been so long that even people were asking me. I had a mild heart attack last week when someone said, "Hey, we've got Darwin this. Sorry, we've got WA this," and I was like, "This weekend? No." I'm thinking, "Crap, we didn't do a video." I was all like, "It's like that's how long
you ruined it."
You don't even know or can't keep track of when the next one is. So,
I know.
Yeah, it is tough, but
insane. But no, we've brought you all up to date. You're ready to go. You're good for this weekend. And now you know to bet on Woody.
Yes, always.
Not
Cracker Woody. A Woodstock.
Cracker Woody. Yeah, Woodstock. Yep.
Woodstock. Yeah, let's keep up to date with us. We'll be doing some socials over the weekend. It'll be exciting. Yep. We'll be enjoying our times, watching some racing.
It's a long weekend for us, Damo. Let's chill out, watch some racing. How's this? Formula One, not racing this weekend. It's the one weekend I could sleep in.
You're not sleeping in, mate.
I know.
We've got Supercars to watch.
I know. I'm excited.
Yes.
All right,
thanks,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you in the next video.
Subscribe, like, do all the rest. You know it.
Ding, ding, bells and whistles. Thank you.